So what's going on, guys? Wanted to get back to you with a little how-to video. And I did a video on this a couple of years ago, but it was when I started just making videos. So I didn't get into as much detail about this fix as I wanted to. But what I wanted to give you a rundown on was what to do if your furnace is blowing air, but it's cold air or it's room temperature air. It doesn't feel hot. That means you've got an issue with your furnace sensor rod, it's called. And this is actually something that can pop up from time to time. It happens, ever so often in our house. So what I do is I come down and check the furnace sensor rod. So I've got a York furnace. I'm going to show you how to open up the panel here and take a look at what is inside. Now, before you do this, you always want to turn off your furnace. And for my particular furnace, I'll pan up here. I've got just a light switch on the side. Up will turn on my furnace and down will turn it off. So you always want to start with that and then go ahead and remove the panel. So next I want to talk about what you're going to see inside your furnace and where the sensor rod is. And this can vary a little bit from furnace to furnace. And guys, if you just turned off your furnace and it's been running quite a bit because it's been cold out, you might want to give it, 10-15 minutes to cool down. Some of the parts in there can get a little warm just because, your system's been running. So obviously be very careful. And then always wear a pair of gloves. I just picked these up at Home Depot. They're cheap. They've got some rubber coating on them, and they'll just save you from any type of minor heat that you encounter in the system. So what I've got is that. I've also got a headlamp on that you can probably see shining in the video. That's always helpful because usually these furnaces are going to be in kind of a back corner of your utility room or your basement. So a headlamp's going to come in handy. And then what you're going to need is a screwdriver. And in this case, I've just got the 1/4 inch screw head on there. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the sensor rod. Alright guys, so the sensor rod in your furnace is going to be usually towards the back here. It's going to vary furnace to furnace, but you're going to look for something that looks about like what you can see in the video here. And what you're going to want to do is just get your screwdriver in there. You're going to want to take out the screw that's holding that sensor rod in place. Just a little screw like that. You're going to set it aside. And then you're going to go ahead and take out the sensor rod. You can just keep it connected. And the sensor rod is just going to sense the flame in your furnace. It's also called a flame sensor. I've heard a lot of guys call it that. I just call it the sensor rod. But this can cause the issue where your furnace is not going to blow warm air. It's going to blow cool air because it's not, it's not detecting things correctly in the furnace system. So what you're going to want to do, it's a very quick fix, is you're going to want to take a piece of Scotch-Brite, or you can also use a dollar bill, but this is just kind of easier to have. I actually just keep it right next to the furnace, so if I do need to do this fix, I can just come down and I've got it right here. I'm not looking around the house for it. But you're just going to want to rub the sensor rod like this. Over time it can get some buildup on there, and that's what you're removing to make it function properly, is just any debris or little bits of things that get on there over time that can inhibit it sensing the flame and what it needs to within the furnace system. So you just give it a good rub down for 15-20 seconds. Just make sure it looks nice and clean, which it does now. And then you're going to pop the sensor rod back down there. Again, it's kind of a tight spot, so just move it around to get it properly positioned. And then you're going to want to stick your mounting screw back in there. And again, this can be a really tight area, so it might take you a few times to get it in there. Alright, so I've got it in there now. And then you're just going to re-screw in your mounting screw. So I wanted to get you guys one additional angle here of the sensor rod so you can get a clean look at what we're working with, and that is going to be your sensor rod back there. Alright guys, that's it for the sensor rod fix. So get your cover back on your furnace, fire it up, and see how it does. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That helps out a lot to grow and allow me to do more videos. And please like the video as well. We'll talk to you later guys. See ya.